The Seahawks as well, big one in the NFC West for the Rams as they try to stay undefeated. That's going to do it for us this week. We'll see you back here next Wednesday. Bring your playbook at 6:30. And welcome to NFL Total Access, everyone. We like to think of our show as a shared experience, like a presidential alert text message, except much more football-y. Welcome to the show, everyone. Alongside Lindsay Rhodes, I got a text message from the president today. Just saying. We are talking quarterbacks today. Patrick Mahomes or Jared Goff? Not who's the better quarterback, who's in the better situation.
Ooh, I like that. A lot of good quarterback play so far this season. And we've got a couple of pretty good quarterbacks playing tomorrow night. Tom Brady, Andrew Luck, the latter of which will not have his favorite weapon, though. T.Y. Hilton ruled out today with chest and hamstring injuries suffered in Sunday's game against the Texans. Also not playing for the Colts, Marlon Mack or Jack Doyle. As for the Patriots, they are getting back their best wide receiver. Julian Edelman finally eligible to play after a 4-game suspension, but they might be without their best tight end. Rob Gronkowski officially listed as questionable on the injury report out of Foxborough. What are you hearing there about his status, Mike Giardi?
Well, I think they're being very cautious with Rob Gronkowski. They practiced today. It was a walkthrough. He was limited. Now, that's the first time he actually set foot on the practice field this week. I mean, they didn't have an official session on Monday. Tuesday, another walkthrough. He was a DNP. So I think they really want to be cautious with that ankle. They're looking at this next 10 days after the Colts game as a chance to get healthy and get ready for the Kansas City Chiefs when they come in here on a Sunday night football game. So I think they'll be very cautious with him. Don't want to push him too far. Meanwhile, Julian Edelman, he's raring and ready to go. Bill Belichick trying to pump the brakes, Lindsay, trying to say, well, we haven't really seen him much. He hasn't played football in well over a year in regular season football, but he wants to play. Tom Brady wants him to play. Said his quickness, explosive, getting in and out of cuts. That's what we need on this offense. He'll be out there tomorrow.
Sure would be nice to have Gronk and Edelman back, especially after that game they had last week, their best of the season so far, by far, on defense. And as you see here on offense, all of those numbers on the right side of your screen, season highs for New England. You got to figure Edelman would help push things in the right direction even more. How do you see him doing that, James Jones?
Well, he's going to get a lot of one-on-one coverage. And when he's in the slot, you get the third, you get the fourth corner. Sometimes you get linebackers, and the New England Patriots are the best team at scheming, getting him on them linebackers. So I see him in the slot catching a lot of balls and taking some of the heat off of Rob Gronkowski if he does play, because you're not going to be able to double him. So I like Edelman coming back.
Okay, so that could open things up for Rob Gronkowski. If Rob Gronkowski is out, what happens then?
If Rob Gronkowski is out, if you play fantasy, I would sit Julian Edelman because he is going to get all the attention. There's going to be a safety over the top of him. They're probably going to jam him off the line, redirect him, and it's going to be tough on him. He's going to see a lot of double team until somebody else wins. So I see Josh Gordon having a big game because Edelman will get a lot of the attention, especially being in the slot. It'll be a safety over the top, and Josh Gordon will have one-on-one coverage if Gronk don't play.
Gordon with 2 catches on 2 targets. Last week only played 20% of the snaps. It'll be interesting to see how much those numbers go up, if at all, in his second game with the team. Scott?
We got big news from Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette has been ruled out for Sunday's big matchup against the Chiefs. He's already missed 2 games with a hamstring injury, tried to come back last week and play with it, but he aggravated the injury instead. It's bad enough that they're shutting him down 4 days before their game. James Palmer has more from Jacksonville.
Today, an overly complimentary head coach in Doug Marrone for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense, saying he plays the position like someone that's made up of all the best that have ever played the quarterback position. But they do believe defensively, listening to Telvin Smith, their linebacker, that they match up well. They believe they have the tight end whisper and Tayshaun Gibson at safety. And obviously all eyes will also be on Jalen Ramsey and Tyreek Hill.
He's all right, I guess. You know, I mean, I can't wait to line up against him, and I hope he presses me. He's a great player, you know, and I'm always up for a challenge, you know. To get my name out there more, I need to go up against more talent like him, you know what I'm saying?
We'll get a chance to hear from Jalen Ramsey as he addresses the media tomorrow. I talked to defensive tackle Malik Jackson, who told me the idea will be to contain Mahomes as much as possible. They believe a lot of that success came when he was outside of the pocket against the Broncos. That is something they don't want to happen on Sunday.
So the headline matchup is Mahomes versus the Jags D. Since the start of last year, Mahomes is the best quarterback in football in these statistical categories, while the Jags defense is the best in the NFL at stopping quarterbacks in these statistical categories. It's enough to get a Hall of Famer all worked up right here. Kurt Warner, we bring you in to break down this matchup. Who do you think has the advantage on Sunday?
Well, I tell you what, Scott, I'm going to give the advantage to the Jags D just because of their ability to get after the quarterback up front. It allows the back end to play more aggressive and play what we call downhill, attacking the line of scrimmage. But the one caveat there, nobody better at making big plays than this Kansas City offense. So if you can protect Patrick Mahomes and everybody on the back end's coming downhill, Tyreek Hill can get behind you and make big plays, so something to watch on Sunday.
Yeah, sometimes Mahomes makes incredible throws. Sometimes it's Tyreek Hill taking a little shovel pass and doing the rest right there. Good note. Another big matchup, the rematch of the NFC Championship game, Vikings and Eagles. The difference here, though, is Kirk Cousins now being the quarterback as opposed to Case Keenum. How much of a difference does that make to you?
Well, I tell you what, if he plays like he did last Thursday night, I think it can make a huge difference. It was the first time this year where I felt Kirk Cousins really attacked down the field and made big play after big play with all those weapons on the outside. And I believe that's what it's going to take, is that you got a good defense on the other side. You have to make difference-making plays at the quarterback position. He showed and has shown he can do that. But last week was the first time he did it in a Vikings uniform. Let's see if he can do it again this week.
And technically speaking, both quarterbacks are new this year because in the NFC Championship game, of course, Carson Wentz was injured. It was Nick Foles. All right, Kurt, thanks for the time now, but we'll see you in a little bit. Top 5, I know it's going to be tough this week.
Panthers coming off a bye, prepared for the Giants today in Charlotte with a little extra firepower in their secondary. That is former All-Pro safety Eric Reid, who was the first to kneel with Colin Kaepernick in San Francisco, signed with the Panthers last week. And according to Tiffany Blackman, they are happy to have him.
Quarterback Cam Newton said they have welcomed Eric Reid with open arms. In Reid, this team is getting a big, speedy safety that is going to be able to contribute quickly. What they feel they are not getting is a distraction.
Eric has played in the league long enough, and we got a steal, I feel. You know what I'm saying? I didn't play against him, at LSU, but I kind of followed his career from afar. And like I say, what he do is, outside of football, I'm going to stand and stand by him and, kind of be with him on that. But what he does on the football field is going to impact his team, and I understand that and I know that.
Newton told me he can't wait for Sunday. He feels like with Reid on this defense, their offense is going to get even more opportunities. This team also excited about tight end Greg Olsen coming off of that broken foot. In addition to doing sprints today, he was also running routes. And while they won't have him back this weekend, they're excited about getting him back in the future.
That Panthers D, no doubt looking to get to Eli Manning this week, something he should be used to by now. According to Next Gen Stats, he's been pressured on 28% of plays this season and has responded by dumping the ball off for high percentage plays that don't go very far. You see that reflected here in his air yards per attempt and yards per attempt, both in the lower half of the league. So it all starts up front, but it infects the entire offense. Sean O'Hara, how do they turn things around?
I'm coming back, Lindsay. I'm tired of it.
Here to announce the
I'm making a comeback.
Is over.
I ate 3 lunches today. I got to put on like 50 more pounds. But that's it. I'm tired of seeing this poor protection. Every week, it's somebody messing up. One week it's mental. Another time it's physical. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look at this sack right here. All right? It looks like a Mike blitz right up the A-gap. John Greco's played a lot of football. He knows what he's doing. But watch the right guard right here. Trip the center right here. All right, he trips John Greco, and now he gets run over by the linebacker. It looks awful. It makes it look like Greco doesn't know what he's doing. I know he does. He's a veteran, and physically he can handle it. But it's things like that that happen when you're not used to playing together. So it's Greco's second game as a center. These are the type of things that don't happen to other teams that have that chemistry. So what is my answer for how we fix this? How about we run the freaking ball? All right, Saquon Barkley has yet to have 3 consecutive carries. What is going on with this running game?
Wait, he hasn't had 3 consecutive carries?
Not yet this season.
Wow.
He's had 3 touches consecutively, but that's receiver out of the backfield. And when we saw them beat the Houston Texans, when we saw him break off the big run against Jacksonville, Saquon is explosive and he's physical. and I want to see him be more physical. This run right here was because he was patient. They let the double-team blocks take effect. This is how you fix a struggling offense. Pat Shermer wants play action. Well, in order to sell the play action, you've got to effectively run the football. I want to see more of Saquon Barkley in between the tackles, not outside catching flare passes and checkdowns.
I like the emotion that I'm seeing.
I'm
out
coming
of
back.
Sean.
That's it. I've had it with this stuff.
I'm interested to see if Luke Kuechly can match this level of intensity. We will talk to him about this game.
He's too fast.
Tomorrow on Total Access. He'll be our guest after the game.
Latest headlines now. Hey, O'Hara, listen to this one. The Raiders are looking for an offensive lineman. This is a tough loss for Oakland here. Donald Penn is going on injured reserve. Penn injured his groin in Sunday's win over the Browns. The injury means the Raiders are going to be starting 2 rookies at offensive tackle for the first time in that franchise's modern history. Looks like the Falcons are getting a boost this weekend. Devontae Freeman says he feels good enough to play this weekend against the Steelers. The 2-time Pro Bowl running back has missed 3 straight games with a knee injury. Some other NFL news and notes. We told you about Muhammad Wilkerson had that really tough ankle injury. He had surgery on that. He is done for the year. Jimmy Garoppolo done for the year with the torn ACL. He had his surgery today. Joe Mixon, good news for Bengals fans, returned to practice Wednesday. He was limited today. He missed last week's win over the Atlanta Falcons. Coming up, fantasy reality. Andrew Luck put up big numbers on Sunday, but he's never put up a dub against the Pats. Does no TY mean yes to, what are their names? On the other side, bigger names mean bigger questions. Gronk's banged up, Edelman's back in, and Gordon's working his way in. Hey, Fabs, can we trust any of these guys?
The Gold Jacket suggests you can trust Kurt Warner on quarterbacks, but I'm a little lost because 2 of his top 5 lost, and Lefty got left off. Hey, Warner, what gives?
Dadgummit, let's go, huh?
Plus, NFL Wired proves that one man's dadgummit is another man's. Deion Sanders is blowing the whistle on that Saints D.
I'm getting mad at these dudes. They're not doing the job.
And James Jones explains why he isn't rolling with Mahomes for MVP. Next.
NFL Total Access is delivered by Papa John's. Extra large 2-topping pizza, only $10.
Clock is running, 38 seconds and counting. Back to throw goes Palmer. Looks over the middle, throws end zone for Fitz, goes up, and makes the game-winning catch! Larry Legend does it again! Touchdown! Cardinals win!
If you suffer from ED and you've seen your doctor about the little blue pill, you know it can be expensive. And seeing the doctor and waiting at the pharmacy can be a hassle. What if I told you that a certain little blue pill just came off patent December 11th? And that same active ingredient that's in the little blue pill is now available in generic form. No more getting ripped off by the big pharma companies. Here's what you do. Just go to 4hims.com/ED and get started for just $5 while supplies last.
Thursday night in New England, confidence is defined by having the greatest ever on their side. But Indy's comeback kid is eager for the chance to let Foxborough test him again. Brady.
Way to go, baby!
Luck.
Touchdown!
Colts. Patriots. When it's on, it's on. Thursday Night Football. Tomorrow at 8 on NFL Network, Fox, and streaming on Prime Video.
From the time I was like 9 years old until I was probably 14, the majority of that time was spent in an orthodontist office, which is the most awkward point of anyone's life to begin with. I was right out of college and I was starting job interviews and meeting a bunch of new people, and I already noticed that my teeth were starting to shift. My parents spent all that money and it was kind of all for a waste. So when I heard of Smile Direct, I was so excited.
At Smile Direct Club, we believe everyone deserves a smile they'll love. That's why for 60% less than braces, we send invisible aligners directly to you. We straighten most smiles in an average of 6 months.
I was so excited to know that there was a company that was number 1, affordable, and number 2, so convenient. convenient. You don't have to go to an orthodontist every month. You can go into a Smile Shop. They also have a kit that they can ship directly to your house. There's really no excuse to not try it.
Get your confidence back risk-free. Our Smile Guarantee ensures that if aligners aren't a good fit for you, you get your money back.
Having straight teeth is such a great feeling.
Get started at SmileDirectClub.com for as low as $80 a month.
Got a win on Sunday, but Aaron Rodgers made it clear after the game he did not like the way they went about it. Said that while they moved the ball, they didn't score as much as they should have, and specifically said that the problem was the plan, as in the game plan. And since it's Mike McCarthy's job to come up with that plan, Rodgers was asked today if he was unhappy with his head coach.
There's frustration in this business, and that's what Mike always says. Conflict is good. You got to keep the conversation going. We got to find ways to be more efficient on offense. Although, like I said, Sunday afternoon, the numbers might have looked good, 420 yards, 50% plus on third down. The execution wasn't where it needs to be. And, I'm always going to hold myself and this offense to a higher standard. I got to play better, and we got to play better.
Green Bay with the Lions this week, a team that just lost to the Cowboys thanks to a monster outing from Ezekiel Elliott. 240 scrimmage yards, that is a career high for him, and it appears to have taken a bit of a toll. Team told us earlier this week he was dealing with some knee and ankle soreness, that he might be limited in practice this week. Was that, in fact, the case today, Jane Slater?
Well, here's some good news, because I get a lot of these text and inboxes from guys and girls wanting to know if they should start Ezekiel Elliott on their fantasy rosters. He was at practice. He's fine. Look, he did admit that he was banged up after that game on Sunday, but as he told us today, in the NFL, there's no time to be sore. He says he's good to go ahead of that Sunday night football game and the Texans. Now, I did ask him how many games he's capable of putting up a workload of 25 carries, and he says that, you know what, he's young, he's got fresh legs, and he wants the ball as much as he can get it. He says he likes being the guy. That's why the Cowboys went and got him with that 4th overall pick. So he likes shouldering the offense. The other thing that he's shouldering lately, Lindsay, is leadership. I saw him doing something I've never seen him do pregame ahead of that Lions one, and that was getting in that pregame huddle and delivering a very passionate speech to his teammates. He says that's something he's never done before. He's never really been a rah-rah guy. He just likes his performance on the field to speak volumes to his teammates. But I got to tell you, it was well received, and I think we might start seeing more of that.
Interesting.
Lindsay?
Texans just 1 win this season, but they've been pretty good against the run, Jane. 9th in the league. We will see how that head-to-head plays out Sunday night. Cowboys-Texans, the primetime game on NBC.
Mayfield under center, looking down the middle for Fells. He caught it. Touchdown, 49 yards. Here we go.
First NFL touchdown pass by the Rosen one.
And the first TD throw of Sam Darnold's career goes 41 yards.
Allen steps up, jumps over the defenders to pick up the first. Now, how many quarterbacks have you ever seen hurdle anyone?
A lot of people don't realize this, but NFL coaches and players actually divide the season into quarters. Get through 4 weeks. That's the first quarter of the season.
We used to call them phases, Scott.
Phases,
we certainly
okay.
didn't give any awards, though.
We called them quarters. I'm with you.
Oh, okay. That's a Coughlin thing, obviously. Over
phase
there,
1, phase
like
2,
that.
phase
there
3.
You go. Well, since we are through 4 weeks of the regular season, almost everyone's played 4 games so far, we're going to do the award show for the first quarter of the season. Sean, you are up first with the Offensive Rookie of the Year.
All right, I'm pretty sure this is a layup right here. All 3 of these guys have had impacts, but Calvin Ridley right here, 6 touchdowns leading the league right now. Think about this. He didn't have a single catch in week 1. So he's done all that damage in just 3 games, certainly benefiting from the attention that Julio Jones is getting on the other side, but his route running has been impeccable.
And Julio Jones,
you're up here with a wide receiver, so you know I'm not disagreeing with you on that, baby. Absolutely agree. He's
Chime in on the route.
All right.
He's playing lights out.
We know you would have gone with the wide receiver, too, so we're going to put you on the defensive side of the football, JJ. Defensive Rookie of the Year through the first 4 weeks.
This is a no-brainer for me as well, and I am going Derwin James. Listen, you're looking at a faster Cam Chancellor right here in Los Angeles, but the Chargers. But this is a faster Cam Chancellor. Get after the quarterback. They can't pick him up when he come on blitz. He's a ball hawk. He is going to be a special player.
Can I sneak someone in there?
No.
Darius Leonard?
No.
Oh, the rookie
linebacker for the
linebacker
Colts.
leading the league in tackles.
You see the highlights we watched?
Sacks. He's got 7 TFLs.
Although I'll say this quick thing. Derwin James and Calvin Ridley, both of them were not even the first player taken in the draft at their position. So they're showing out, not top 10.
Denzel Ward's ball.
Denzel Ward, yeah. You both get to do the coach of the year. Sean?
Yeah, this is interesting. My boy Vrabel, I love him. I love Boy Wonder right here. But I'm going Big Red.
You going Big Red?
My boy Andy Reid. Yeah, that's right. Rumor has it he used to give his players a beer before the games on Saturday nights. Any coach that lets their men crack a cold one,
wait.
he's got my boy.
Not before the game. The night before the game. That's not before the game.
Not before the game, but the night, just so you get a good night's sleep.
That's not really doing
I love what Andy Reid's doing, and he's doing it with a quarterback that really hasn't played a lot of football in the league, so hats off to Big Red.
I have to go with Marvin Lewis. They couldn't even sell tickets in Cincinnati. Nobody even wanted to go to the games.
A lot of people didn't want him back as the head coach.
Bottom of the division. They wasn't going to win no games. He got these boys sitting at 3-1 playing good football. Absolutely Marvin Lewis.
Keep doing your thing, Marvin. All right, the big one now. Let's go to the MVP of the first quarter of the season. Good candidates.
I think a lot of people would be voting for Mahomes, but I'm going to go with Sunshine. I'm going with Jared Goff right now. I think when you look at what he's doing right now, nobody's playing the quarterback position better than him right now. The throws from the pocket, the accuracy, and he's spreading the wealth out. I know there's a lot of great play design, but he's doing a great job finding all the matchups. He's reading all the defenses. Yeah, he's throwing 2 picks, but man, this guy is fun to watch, and I think he can keep it up. I think he's the MVP at the end of the year, too.
Everybody always want to give the love to the offense, and I appreciate it.
And the quarterback's probably going to win the award anyway.
But listen,
AR's not on there.
The quarterbacks win the MVP because they make their team better around them.
Yep.
Khalil Mack. Ooh. Since he's been a Chicago Bear, forget his stats. His teammates around him are playing lights out, from the D linemen to the corners getting picks. They are playing lights out, all because of this guy's on that team, getting pressure, getting sacks, but they are playing better because he is on that defense, and he's making that defense better and that team better. MVP.
They're in first place in the division, and I think it's definitely because of Khalil Mack. I agree with you. I know John Gruden probably wouldn't vote for him, though.
Nice. That's the first quarter of the season awards. This friendly reminder, NFL honors the night before the Super Bowl, 122 days from right now. Still to come on NFL Total Access, Saints 3-1. They lead the NFC South. They have Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, and they're getting Mark Ingram back. But Deion Sanders says they have a problem, and Prime is going to share that with us on the other side. And hey, the issues facing the Eagles and the Vikings, a little less of a secret. Heading into Sunday's NFC Championship rematch, Sean O'Hara tells us one team has the edge. He'll tell us who.
What? When? How? Why?
Because. Use Old Spice.
She knows best.
You want a home with an extra bedroom. Because sometimes you have guests. But mostly you have stuff. You need Realtor.com. The home of home search.
There's a story out there. It's your financial story. Bankers and lenders are seeing it. Make sure you see it too. Get your free Experian financial profile only at Experian.com/profile.
Hey, Sticks, you playing football this year? Let me get back to you. What about you?
Should have jump over anything else?
Sure, try me.
You ain't never heard a voice like this.
I dig it.
Cool. Let me get the mic.
The mic?
That's what I'm trying to say, Rick. Whoa!
Sticks, I knew you'd bring it. They're bringing it. How about you? What do you bring?
Discover huge savings at Ashley Home Store's Columbus Day Mattress Sale. For one final week, get 0% interest for 6 years on Tempur-Pedic and Serta iComfort, starting at only $11 per month. Only at the #1 Tempur-Pedic retailer in North America, Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Forge of Empires. Develop your own city from the Stone Age to the future. Available in the App Store and at FOE.tv. Forge of Empires. Play now for free.
Guys, is this you? Busting out of your pants? Out of shape? No energy or drive? Then you need Nutrisystem for Men.
I'm Chris, and I lost 120 pounds on Nutrisystem.
I'm Essex, and I lost 43 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Lose up to 18 pounds and 8 inches overall in your first month. Money back guarantee. Real guys, real results. Put down the wings, pick up the phone, and get with the program today. Order your 28-day plan now and save 40% off every program. That's 40% off breakfast, lunches, dinners, and snacks. For a limited time, save 40%. Plus, get 1 week of all new NutriPro shakes, packed with 20 grams of protein to help shrink your gut, free.
The food was delicious.
I love the food. Pasta, pizza, so good.
Plus, we'll throw in FedEx shipping free.
It was perfect for guys like me who don't like to cook.
Lose up to 18 pounds and 8 inches overall in your first month.
It's simple. You eat the food, you lose the weight.
Go online or call 877-371-SIZE and get free shakes plus 40% off every program.
So how does the newest New England Patriot feel?
I'm just ready to play ball now.
I felt like he was a can't-miss football player.
Here's the rush by Willie McGinnis. He sacks him.
I was aggressive. I got into fights.
Nobody wanted to take Willie on.
The one thing I'm not going to accept is being a loser. And I went off on everybody that I felt didn't care enough.
If you hit it, I'm coming hard.
When Willie spoke, everyone listened. He took me under his wing. He regulated everything.
Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Get set for kickoff with NFL Game Day Morning. It's an NFC Championship rematch in Philly, but this time it's Kirk Cousins versus Carson Wentz. Find out why our guys think it's a must-win for Minnesota. Plus, as Patrick Mahomes prepares for the Jags to come to town, we take you back to before the KCQB was a household name.
I'm really a guy who loves football, loves competing, and I'm a very emotional guy on the field. You can see it when I play.
Plus, we'll let you know which surprise teams have season-long staying power. All that and more on NFL Game Day Morning, starting Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Take a look at some of the notable injuries for Week 5 of the National Football League regular season. No T.Y. Hilton tomorrow night for the Colts going into Foxborough to take on the Patriots. Leonard Fournette will not play this weekend for the Jags. Devontae Freeman expected to be back for the Falcons. Trey Turner, the guard for the Carolina Panthers, expected to play. Donald Penn, unfortunately, on IR for that Oakland Raiders offensive line. Handful of players coming back off suspension this week, including the Saints. They have their guy, leading rusher from last year, coming back. Mark Ingram returns. And earlier today on Playbook, head coach Sean Payton talked about his addition.
Well, hopefully he can take some of the ice bags off of Alvin. I think that Mark's an important part of our team. He's a physical runner. And I think in today's game, it's hard when you're lining up getting the bulk of any carry or any throw. And so we had a real good mix last year with those two players, and we'll look to achieve the same thing with Mark back now. It's great having him back.
Well, here's the book on the New Orleans Saints. We all know their offense is dynamic. It was last year, and they thought, oh, the defense is going to get another year older, another more year of experience. But a lot of the defensive backs for the Saints have regressed in terms of the passing rating that they give up on the field. The 3 highest differentials for passer rating last year to this year for DBs giving it up, all New Orleans Saints. Here is our Hall of Fame defender, Deion Sanders, on the Saints D.
When you say what's wrong with the Saints, first and foremost, we got to talk about what's right with the Saints. Drew Brees and Kamara is just unbelievable. These guys are in a whole nother stratosphere. But now let's look at the defense. You're not getting as much pressure on the quarterback as you once did. Lattimore, he's handling his business. But that other side at the cornerback position, I'm getting mad at these dudes. I like them. I appreciate them. I even love them. But they're not doing the job. You got to tighten up. You got to watch more film. You got to study. You got to prepare. You got to challenge these guys on opposing teams. They're giving up too much yardage on one single side of the field. And that's what's disabling in this arm in this defense. But thank God, we got help coming in the backfield. Mark Ingram is coming back. That should elongate drives, keep that defense off the field probably 4 or 5 more minutes, which consequently is going to help the overall picture. I like the Saints. I just don't like their defense on one side of the field.
Ooh. Ooh, well, that Saints D will have a chance to answer that Monday against a pretty good Washington team. Some other notable matchups in Week 5. You've got the Dolphins-Bengals, both at 3-1. You've got the Jags and Chiefs, which is the game of the week as far as I'm concerned. Can't wait to see what happens there. Vikings-Eagles, a matchup we were expecting to see in the playoffs. Got a lot of work to do if that's going to happen. Rams undefeated. Can they stay that way against the Seahawks? All in all, we're looking at 15 games total this week with Chicago and Tampa Bay both on byes. Sean O'Hara, what's the matchup you're most looking forward to?
Well, it's the Vikings and the Eagles. And last year they were looking for a quarterback to come in and throw the rock. And this year they're looking for a defense now that can stop somebody. But I'm looking at the matchup between this Vikings offensive line against the Eagles defensive line. And there's a couple of things that kind of have showed up to me. And, look, I know Kirk Cousins is doing a great job throwing the football, but they're really struggling on the inside. And right here, we saw this Thursday night, this is Aaron Donald. So what are you going to do? You're not going to block him one-on-one, right? Let's slide our left guard and our center over there. Only problem is he's going to run right around both of them and get this sack. So I don't know how that happens, but you put two guys on Aaron Donald, he still gets a sack on the quarterback. I think the Eagles have a lot of guys that can win some one-on-one matchups. Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, even Michael Ben, I'll throw them in there. But this is the one thing that worries me. I think the Vikings are going to do a better job of the one-on-ones, but this is Jim Schwartz's defense right now. And what I want to show you is they've got 4 blitzers. This is an overload pressure right here. And they did this against Marcus Mariota and the Titans this past week. And the Titans have 4 blockers right here. So what they're going to do is they're actually going to pick these guys up. But, Lindsay, this is the guy I want you to focus on right here. All right, this is Jordan Hicks, the middle linebacker. This is what we call an add-on blitzer. And he's going to have the running back in man-to-man coverage right here. And watch as they sort this thing out, okay? The Titans do a good job picking this up. But the linebacker right now, he has the running back in man-to-man coverage right here, and he sees him blocking. So as soon as he sees him blocking, we call this a green dog blitzer. He's going to add on, and look at this free shot he's going to have right here on Marcus Mariota. They're going to get a big sack right there, and that is a scheme sack right there. It's not just a one-on-one. So Kirk Cousins, he's been pressured 80 times already in 4 games, more than any other quarterback. So it's not just the sacks one-on-one up front. It's this pressure package. He's going to have to get rid of the football. I've seen him burping the baby a lot back there. As soon as they get a little coverage and he's trying to decipher it, if he holds on to that ball, that add-on rusher could be a big factor.
Burping the baby I can figure out, but what was it, green dog rusher?
Green dog blitzer.
What, green dog, why? Why is it called
because that? Because they call it a green dog because the linebacker has the running back in man coverage, and as soon as he sees him block, he's got the green light to rush the quarterback.
Okay, green
Makes
light.
Sense?
There you go. Now I figured it out. James, can I guess which game I think you have your eye on?
Nope. No.
I'm going to anyway. I think it's the Falcons-Steelers because look at all of these wide receivers that are in this game. Calvin Ridley turning into a very good weapon for Matt Ryan. Opened things up for Julio this past week, though he has yet to find the end zone. What should we be watching for here?
Man, these duos right here is 2 of the best in the National Football League. You got AB, you got Juju, you got Julio, but I want to talk about one guy that people better start paying attention to, especially the Pittsburgh Steelers. I want to show you some film of Calvin Ridley. Right here. Defenses know, find Julio when we break the huddle. Right here, Julio's in the slot. It's 3 guys locked in on Julio, one-on-one. The release that he gets off in the red zone, if you get beat as a DB off the line of scrimmage in the red zone, it is over. Then right here, you got 5 guys. Find Julio. You're forgetting about Calvin Ridley one-on-one, and he's special off the line of scrimmage, and he can run. A lot of explosive plays for this kid right here, and he's getting all these explosive plays because of Julio, and he's getting one-on-one coverage, but teams are going to have to stop doing that because this kid can kill you if you play him one-on-one. His releases, his routes, his top-end speed is something serious. So you better start paying him some more attention.
He needs a nickname. How about Ridley's Believe It or Not?
No.
No, you don't like that one?
Wow, you just shot that down super quick.
Shot you down.
Running away.
No guess for you.
No, that had no
Ridley's
swag
Believe It or
right there. I
Not.
can't let him give Ridley that one.
Ridley's Believe It or Not. I'm selling it.
He lead the league in touchdowns. We can't give him that.
Believe it or not.
Ridley does have swag. 6 touchdowns so far this year.
It's hard to score touchdowns, Linz. It is hard to score touchdowns.
Obviously,
Don't forget
not
about
as
Muhammad
much,
Sanu
though, when
either.
you've got Julio drawing some defenders. So we'll see if maybe we can get Julio in the end zone. Falcons 1-3, last in the NFC South. Panthers are 2-1 and in second. They're also doing some really good things off the field too. Panthers owner David Tepper is backing up his pledge to support players involved with social justice causes, joining wide receiver Torrey Smith for a meeting with the Charlotte District Attorney yesterday to discuss bail reform. It's just one of the many platforms that the Players Coalition has been pushing across the country. And this Sunday, the league is going to launch its annual Crucial Catch campaign to fight cancer. That means you're going to see a lot of pink, right? The 49ers got a head start yesterday, hosting a fashion show featuring cancer patients and survivors, along with Niners players. This event was in partnership with the American Cancer Society. CJ Beathard, look at that. All right, top 5 quarterback no-brainers. Jared Goff, Mitch Trubisky, Andy Dalton, 14 touchdowns, 3 wins between them. But what do you do with the guy who racked up 464 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, and lost? More to the point, what does Kurt Warner do? And what do you do in fantasy Thursday night, knowing that Julian is back, Gronk isn't 100%, and T.Y. is out? Michael Fabiano, whose advice helped me beat him in fantasy this past week, has the answer after this.
This is what wakes us. This is what brings us together. This is NFL Game Day morning.
I love you, Dad.
Shh.
Yeah, that's a huge factor, okay?
Your tile floors don't have to be grandkid-proof as long as they're life-proof, because life-proof is 50% more slip-resistant than ordinary tile and scratch-resistant, even outside. Get it now starting at $199 a square foot. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
If people say your dreams are crazy, if they laugh at what you think you can do, good. Because calling a dream crazy is not an insult, it's a compliment. Don't try to be the fastest in your school. Be the fastest ever. Don't believe you have to be like anybody to be somebody. Don't become the best basketball player on the planet. Be bigger than basketball. Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. If you have only one hand, don't just watch football, play it. And if you're a girl from Compton, become the greatest athlete ever. Yeah, that's more like it. So don't ask if your dreams are crazy. Ask if they're crazy enough.
A moment of joy, a source of inspiration, an act of kindness, an old friend, a new beginning, some welcome relief, or a cause for celebration. What's inside? Possibilities. What we deliver by delivering.
Golden Corral's Beef Lovers Banquet with our all-new bacon-wrapped sirloin filet, smoked beef brisket, portobello top sirloin, and golden delicious shrimp. The Beef Lovers Banquet. Golden Corral, your choice. Rules.
Dedication. Attention to detail. And going above and beyond. That's what it takes to do things the right way. With Rocket Mortgage, you can count on us to get your mortgage right. Because when it comes to buying a home, the right way should be the only way. Rocket Mortgage, America's largest mortgage lender and proud supporter of college athletics.
It's a great day. We got football, baby.
You spoke my language right there.
We've got celebrity guests one after the other.
Hey.
What a way to start the day.
It's incredible.
Ooh.
That's why we're the best.
Snap, Trubisky throwing right. He's got Gabriel for the touchdown. 6 touchdown throws by Mitch Trubisky.
Throwing a fade pattern, and it is caught. Nyheim Hines, touchdown! Touchdown! Nyheim Hines. and a beauty from Andrew Luck.
Nice pocket to deal from. He wings one down the middle to the end zone. Whoa. Caught by Brandon Cooks. He and the Rams are making a primetime statement.
Just when you think quarterback play can't get any hotter, a guy goes and throws 5 touchdowns on Thursday Night Football. Another guy goes and throws 5 touchdowns in the first half of a game. And another guy threw a completion at a key moment in the fourth quarter with his opposite hand. Kurt Warner, sort through it with us with your top 5, please.
Well, I tell you what, Scott, you're right, is that I got a lot of good performances every week. Now you just got to weed through them because 400 yards, 5 touchdowns seems to be nothing in this NFL. But let's get right into it. Number 5 is Matt Ryan. He went for 400 yards again. Last 2 weeks has put up 73 points, and he's 0-2, so he's number 5. The guy that beat him this week is at number 4. Andy Dalton, I don't believe, is getting the credit he deserves. He does a lot of really, really good things on the football field, including playing big at big moments like he did last week. Number 3, Kirk Cousins, I thought was the best Kirk Cousins we've seen this season in a Vikings uniform. He went swing for swing with that high-powered Rams offense. Just couldn't quite get the win. Number 2, as you said, you got a young guy that's throwing 6 touchdown passes. I never threw 6 touchdown passes in my entire career. Mitch Trubisky gets the number 2 spot. And then number 1 is Jared Goff. I know it was way back last Thursday, but I thought he had an unbelievable performance, throwing the football down the field, 5 touchdowns, a perfect quarterback rating. He gets the number 1 spot.
All right, so I'm doing Red Zone on Sunday, and my producer keeps telling me, back to Soldier Field, back to Soldier Field, back to Soldier, because Mitch Trubisky was just absolutely on fire, particularly in the first half. I said, Kurt Warner's going to come out of retirement if this is the way the NFL is right now. Tell me about some of his opportunities and how he capitalized on them.
Well, I tell you what, the amazing thing, Scott, is that a number of those big plays were on the exact same concept. They ran over and over and over again. It makes it easy on a young quarterback when you know what the read is one time and then a second time, then a third time. Right here, we're just going to put a post on the outside. He's going to clear out the corner and the safety, and then we're going to run the old wheel route or the out and up route. You get one-on-one. Trey Burton beats his guy. He falls down. We're going to throw it for a touchdown. Well, that worked. Let's try that again, just in a different form. We got the post from the outside. Here we're going to fake a little bubble screen to Tariq Cohen, but we're going to run the wheel right behind it. The post takes out the 2 defenders. The other guys jump the bubble screen, and it's a wide open touchdown. You see Tariq Cohen signaling touchdown before the ball's even thrown in this particular case. Another easy one. Well, it worked twice. Let's go back to it a third time. This time we're going to throw them all off by throwing 2 posts on the outside. So the 2 posts are going to take all 3 defenders we see highlighted. We're going to leave Tariq Cohen one-on-one with the linebacker running the wheel down the sideline. Once again, he gets deep. Easy read for the quarterback. And that's what 6 touchdown passes looks like in very quick fashion in the early part of that game for a young guy like Mitch Trubisky. They made it easy on him.
The most productive quarterback game in the modern history of the Chicago Bears franchise. No one's ever thrown 6 in the Super Bowl era. All right, that's Kurt's top 5. The fans, you guys voted. See what, the fans go for the shiny object and the big arm. I see Patrick Mahomes being one of the guys that they swapped out or swapped in there, Kurt.
Well, and again, he was exciting, especially late in that game. I didn't think he had a great performance top to bottom, but again, like you said, it's flashy at the end. You make a left-handed pass, you bring your team back. I understand the excitement there.
228 touchdown passes this season, the most we've ever seen in the first month of an NFL season. Thanks, Kurt.
Thursday, a pretty good night for the quarterback last week, and look who we're getting this week. Tom Brady coming off his best game of the year, and Andrew Luck coming off his best statistical game of his career in a few categories. It is the Colts and the Pats tomorrow night, NFL Network, Fox, and Prime Video. There are a number of fantasy options in this game. Here to help you make the best choice, presented by Golden Corral, one of the most gracious losers around. Michael Fabiano, what does your shirt say? Go ahead and show it off. What's it? Oh, I lost to, wait, there's a wrinkle in it. Lindsay! I lost to Lindsay.
I would like to congratulate you on beating the team that's still in first place.
Oh, okay. You'll get them next time.
Just saying.
Because you're not playing me. Speaking of playing, should people be playing this guy this week? Coming off a monster game against the Texans. Do we see it again?
I'm projecting him for 18 fantasy points. Now, you might think that's pretty good, but we had 7 quarterbacks go over 30 last week. The Patriots giving up about 17 points per game. I say Andrew Luck is a back-end QB1.
Edelman coming back. What can we expect from him?
He's got the rapport with Tom Brady. I say 14 PPR points from Julian Edelman, which means you're probably going to start him as a flex option. This is a good matchup, too. If you look at the numbers, quarterbacks have a 100 passer rating when throwing to the slot receiver against Indianapolis.
What about James White? Brady wanted him involved last week. He certainly was. Again this week?
All right, you ready for this one? We've got him at 17 fantasy points. He has been very good. 14-plus fantasy points in every game this season. And this is a matchup where the Colts have not been able to stop pass-catching running backs, and James White fits the bill.
Marlon Mack ruled out. What do you do with Nyheim Hines?
This guy is a nice sleeper right here. I have him going for right under his average, 13 fantasy points. If you're in a PPR league, he's probably available on your waiver wire. I would pick him up and play him.
No T.Y. Should I start one of their other receivers?
Chester Rogers, Ryan Grant. I would pass on both of them. Thursday Night Football makes me a little nervous. I'm not going there.
Pascal?
No. Eric Ebron would be a start for me, though, because the tight end position is just very thin.
All right. You're a good sport, Fabs. I mean, as I say that, he turns around. I take it back.
She beat me, it's fine, but I'm winning the title.
Jared Goff has the higher passer rating, completion percentage, more yards, and better sunsets. Patrick Mahomes has more touchdowns, fewer interceptions. He's better outside the pocket, and as far as we know, he's got a better left hand. But when you factor in everything else, like targets and O-lines and running backs and play callers, which of these two would you choose? That's next.
What? When? How? Why?
Because. Use Old Spice.
She knows best.
Here's the thing. 52% of guys experience erectile dysfunction, but 0% like talking about it. That's why we built Roman. For the first time ever, you can get ED meds prescribed online, shipped discreetly to your door. Chat online with U.S. licensed physicians. And get FDA-approved medication, all in single-dose packaging. No more waiting rooms, awkward talks, or lines at the pharmacy. Get your first month free at GetRoman.com/TV.
Do you wrestle with your pet to trim their nails? Introducing Pedicare, the new pain-free nail trimmer that actually lets you see what you're doing. Pets have an internal vein called the quick. Pedicare highlights the quick, making it easier for you to safely cut your pet's nails. Plus, the nail trapper doubles as a magnifier to help you see close up. Call or go online now to get your Pedicare for just $19.99. But wait, order now and you can get a second Pedicare. Just pay a separate fee. We'll even ship it to you free. Call or order online at buypedicare.com.
I finally figured out what car to get. Now, where to find the best deal?
You know, why don't I help?
What's that?
Car Gurus. Color?
Silver. Car Gurus?
Low miles, 2 grand below market value, 5-star dealer rating. Ooh, I'm beat.
Let's do it your way, then.
I heard that.
Go to Car Gurus today to find great deals from top-rated dealers near you.
Looking for great deals on travel? Just use Priceline. You can save up to 60% on hotels. That's like $120 a night back in your pocket. Go to Priceline to get deals you won't find anywhere else.
After the game, see which stars stop by the set. Then, our guys break down all the biggest highlights and key moments from the game.
That was huge. It turned everything. Into the end zone, touchdown.
The U.S. Army postgame show, tomorrow, live on NFL Network.
Guys, new show this fall. And it's Fridays, and it's at night, but it's only me. Come on.
Really? Hey, Kate. Well, you guys come hang out. Fridays this fall. It's going to be an experience.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
Listen, we have your niece. If Dimitri Bello is not found, we will kill everyone inside.
You better run. You'll have to sacrifice the thing you love the most.
Not tonight.
Movies start at Channel 125.
Wireless for $15 a month. That's not right.
It's right, all right. Carpet showers? That's not right.
That's not right.
Neither is the way you get wireless. Mint Mobile took what's wrong with wireless and made it right. We're easy, online, and just $15 a month. Get your plan today at mintmobile.com.
I tell you that today, bro. I'm grateful to have you as a teammate and a brother, man. I appreciate you. I'm taking all #1 spots. You got that, I want it. Quit talking in my helmet, whoever that is. Quit! Hey, from the start all the way through the finish, man. Juice off game. There'll be some shots on that if they play us off. You got to get there faster. No excuse.
This is where you make your play, Bill. This is where you make your play right here.
I got past the line. Shut up. Oh, I blew 32 up. It's a first down. We got 1:20 seconds left. Y'all boys gonna play mad?
Yeah! I have no idea how Mahomes got rid of the ball.
Yes! Hey, that's the easiest touchdown you ever scored.
That's hell of a play. Come on, man.
Touchdown, Titans!
Best quarterback performance I've seen in my 7 years in the league in person. Very, very good, man.
That's what this league's about. Right. The players making plays.
Okay.
Today was a special day for us, for Robert. It's 300th win, quickest to 300 for any owner.
What's trending presented by Hyundai, and I bet you never thought that you would hear me say this on NFL Total Access. It's Mean Girls. So in the movie, there is a line. Lindsay Lohan's character says of a boy at school on October 3rd, he asked me what day it was, and then you hear her character say, it's October 3rd. So apparently, this is Mean Girls Day. It's trending worldwide. And you would be surprised about the number of NFL teams that jumped on that. The Texans, on Wednesdays we wear pink, which is another line from the movie. How about this one by the Eagles? That's so Fletch. Get it? It's That's so fetch. Fletcher Cox.
And put a dance on it.
We're gonna need to screen this afterwards, Lindsay. I think we're not so dialed in.
Speaking of that's not, my audience is not a Mean Girls audience. Is that what you're saying? Speaking of the Eagles, Carson Wentz and Dallas Goedert played for North Dakota State and South Dakota State, respectively. Hey, had a bet about last week's game. The North won, and Dallas paid for it. Speaking of Dallas, Dez tweeted yesterday that his ideal destination was the Dallas Cowboys, and he happened to tweet a little workout video today, putting in work.
They're showing them feet. Hey, Lindsay, he finally got open. And then
O'Hara.
It would be a Giants fan to shoot at him. Good job, Dez.
Not nice.
All right, here, let's have a little fun right now. These two guys, Jared Goff, as if we're not having fun already. Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, 1 and 2 in passer rating in the league. They are the two quarterbacks of the two undefeated teams remaining in the regular season. We're not asking, though, which quarterback is better. We want to know who's in the better situation. So let's do this tail of the tape wise here, gentlemen. We're going to go through the receivers, and we include the tight ends and the receivers, the O-line, the running backs, the head coach, and then we'll talk about the quarterback after that. But, JJ, you're up first. Who has the better set of wide receivers, including tight ends?
Better set of wide receivers. It was tough to go against the Rams on this, but when you add in Travis Kelce, I got to go with the Kansas City Chiefs receiving core.
O-line.
Kelsey's a game changer there. O-line, I'm going to go with the Rams. I love Big Whitworth at left tackle, Rob Havenstein at right tackle doing a great job. Two guys inside, though, Roger Saffold and Austin Blight, the guards. They are mashing people. It's the reason why Todd Gurley's had a lot of big runs in between the tackles. John Sullivan's doing a great job at center.
Running backs, I'm guessing I know which way you're going to go.
Yeah, but I'm looking at this, and it wasn't so easy. You're talking about a guy that led the league in
Kareem
rushing
Hunt
last
is
year.
a very, very good running back.
All out the backfield.
But
Gurley's a monster. I got to go with Todd Gurley.
Okay, so Todd Gurley gets the advantage there. This is an interesting one, too. Head coach, you got the kid versus the vet.
Yeah, and I know, look, Sean McVay, I love everything he's done. I love the way he's groomed Goff, but I'm going to go with Andy Reid on this one.
I was about to say,
and look, here's the thing. Kansas City, they started out 5-0 last year with Alex Smith, and then he turned right around. This is his first year with Mahomes, and look, he only played in one game last year, so he's doing it really with a first-year quarterback. Goff didn't do that his first year.
I think everybody agrees that the Rams have the better defense. We're leaving the defense off the board here, but between the two quarterbacks, who do you want for your team? Forget about the Chiefs or the Rams. If you're starting an NFL franchise, who you want?
Listen, when you go out there and you throw the ball with your left hand and you outside the pocket making all these crazy throws, I mean, to me, I don't want to say it's not close, but it's not close. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes.
All right. I'm going to take Goff, and here's why. I think he's been deadly from the pocket. You mentioned outside the pocket, throwing with your left hand. I don't want my quarterback running around. I think Goff has a little more, I'm not going to say durability, but longevity, because he's not going to be taking all those hits that Mahomes could possibly take.
So I think if we add it all up, it's a push, ladies and gentlemen. But we settle it on the field. These two teams play in the back half of the regular season.
I'll take Cali.
So it's the Colts and Patriots Thursday night in Foxborough. We will be making our game predictions right after these commercial messages.
Now with a 2 for $6 deal, pick from the new Crispy Chicken Tenders, or the Crispy Chicken Sandwich, or the Spicy Crispy Chicken, or the Flame Grilled Whopper. Match or mix. Any two will cost you $6. Only at Burger King.
If you've ever needed more capacity, more features, and more for your hard-earned dollar, the time has never been more right. Get guaranteed lowest prices on top brands like the Samsung Laundry Pair, now just $6.48 each. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing.
If people say your dreams are crazy, if they laugh at what you think you can do, good. Because calling a dream crazy is not an insult, it's a compliment. Don't try to be the fastest in your school. Be the fastest ever. Don't believe you have to be like anybody to be somebody. Don't become the best basketball player on the planet. Be bigger than basketball. Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. If you have only one hand, don't just watch football, play it. And if you're a girl from Compton, become the greatest athlete ever. Yeah, that's more like it. So don't ask if your dreams are crazy. Ask if they're crazy enough.
When people say you can't change people's minds, they're usually just talking about one conversation that didn't go well. Well, change doesn't happen all at once. It's often glacial. We like to think that people change.
The most inspiring minds, the most compelling stories. Download Audible and listen for a change.
At IKEA, we believe that everything you need should be within reach. That anything that matches your taste can match your budget. That green living doesn't have to cost much green. We believe that you should always have room for the little things. And that your dream kitchen should work as hard as you do.
New financing options available with the IKEA Project Credit Card.
I sent this email out and we got double the calls this week.
Double? That's a lot of work.
Yeah. The guys are going to have to work the weekend.
You guys are dead to me. Guess my sci-fi convention can wait, right?
Constant Contact email marketing. Powerful stuff.
Thursday night in New England, confidence is defined by having the greatest ever on their side. But Indy's comeback kid is eager for the chance to let Foxborough test him again. Brady.
Way to go, baby!
Luck.
Touchdown!
Colts. Patriots. When it's on, it's on. Thursday Night Football. Tomorrow at 8 on NFL Network, Fox, and streaming on Prime Video.
I had the first locker when you walk into the locker room right near the door.
That was a good spot for you there. You'd be like the sergeant at arms.
Willie was there, stationed in his chair, making sure that everyone was being held accountable.
He regulated everything. And, you know, when Willie spoke, everyone listened.
I say, hey, Rod, I ain't seen you in the weight room. I get feeling guilty. Of course, I go back in the weight room.
You know, he'd say, oh, no, good afternoon, Tom. You know, and it could have been 6 in the morning. We always used to joke about being an edger and that no one was ever going to get the edge on me. As a young player, you go in and you're looking for guys that are helping show you the way. And, you know, he was the guy that took me under his wing and how to do it.
I can totally hear him